Okay, Michael, what a fun game we had at Lambeau Field. And I don't think many people were expecting that when they hear that Brian Hoyer is going to be the starter for the New England Patriots, but Hoyer gets himself knocked out of the game with a concussion. Bailey Zappe, the rookie from Western Kentucky, ends up stepping up there, and the Patriots play the Packers pretty close, but Aaron Rodgers and that Green Bay offense gets it done 27-24 in overtime as Green Bay marches on.
I thought it was a brilliant job by the Patriots to kind of manage the game, even when Zappe came in. Hoyer took him down the field. He got hit too much early in the game, and had Hunter Henry wide open on an out route, would have been first and goal with the 3, but he got hit too early and he had to throw, and it was a bad throw. And then he got hit again. I don't know who missed the block over on the right, but he got hit on the 3rd down. And then they had to kind of manage the game from there, And I'm going to have to start posting Big Daddy's texts. They're just phenomenal.
I was going to say. That was going to be my next question phenomenal. To you.
I mean, they're just, like Big Daddy's, like if this team, if they switch coaches at halftime, it's the only way the Packers are going to win, And so it just drives him crazy that LaFleur loves to rally the crowd up. Like, it just drives him absolutely insane when he sees LaFleur, going crazy on that. But, look, I think they did everything. They gave themselves a chance. Where they lost the game is in overtime. They had the ball, I think, right at midfield. They get 2 first downs. They got a chance to win that game, and they just didn't have enough. They couldn't make any plays at that point. Green Bay knew they were going to try to run the football, and they ran out of it. But I think the lesson learned here for the Patriots is, when we play almost mistake-free, Zappe had a fumble in the red zone as well, that we have a chance to compete, and we can play well. And even though we gave up, a ton of yards running the football, we managed the game correctly, turned them over, and took away what they wanted to do. So it's all lost in New England. Now they got Detroit, which will be a really tough offense for them to slow down, but they'll move the football. I think they proved that the 2 best players on their team are the running game, and if they can just get any play out of their quarterback, they got a chance.
I came away impressed with the game plan from New England, shortening it up, running the football. They were able to move the ball early on in that game, I thought, against that Green Bay defense, which was pretty good. But once it got to a passing situation, it became problematic for their Bailey Zappe. Do you think we end up seeing Zappe going forward starting on Sunday, or if Hoyer clears protocol, do they go back to Brian Hoyer?
I would think, knowing the way that we are with concussions today, I would suspect that you're going to see Zappe. Now, they're going to have to get, they went into that game, and Jacoby Myers is typically the backup, right? And he wasn't even dressed for the game. So once they lost Hoyer, they didn't have a backup quarterback. They were going to have to go to the Wildcat, I would suspect. So, that's really the issue. And I think they ran out of plays. I mean, look, they got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 49. And Nick Folk's a good kicker. All you got to do is get 14 yards, 15 yards, and you're going to have a chance to win the game. And they just couldn't make that play. But when you're not good enough and when you're playing with the backup, look, this league is all about your quarterback, right? Even though the quarterbacking in the NFL yesterday was a disaster, if your quarterback can't rise to the level, it's hard, and I think but there's a way to win the game, and I think that game was classic Belicheckian on how to play, how to manage the game, how to take the air out of the tires, how to call the game like a head coach to help your offense, to help your defense, to help your kicking game.
Also on a New England note, this morning, Patriots expected to sign linebacker Jamie Collins per sources. Mike Reese, who covers the Patriots over at ESPN, tweeted that out about 10 minutes ago. So Jamie Collins to help out the Patriots on that defensive side of the football in that linebacker room. He's been there before, and he's expected to sign in New England. But real quick on a Green Bay note, should we be concerned about what we've seen so far here through the Packers on offense, or do you think that as we continue to go on throughout the season, they'll get a little bit better on that side of the ball?
Well, I don't think Big Daddy thinks they're going to get better. Big Daddy wants Gutekunst fired. He wants LaFleur fired. He wants the entire organization rubbed out. I mean, he wants Mark Murphy gone. Goody. Like, tell me a good draft pick Goody's make. I get all that. Then the best is when he gets that. When he has he can compare who we picked and who somebody else got. That's always the best. It's the best. And so. Big Daddy said the game would have been 31-10 if Belichick were coaching the Packers and LaFleur was coaching the thing. I think it's. I know they put a graphic up there during the game about LaFleur's winning percentage and Guy Chamberlain, John Madden, and Vince Lombardi. He's above all those guys. Really, you want to put that up there? You want to put that up there? You really think you're seeing an elite level of coaching here? Are you really seeing that? Is that what you're telling me? I mean, is that what you're going to tell me? I mean, guy, he's three of a, he's got a Hall of Fame quarterback, a top 100 player in my book, and he's playing against a team with a kid from Western Kentucky. I mean, come on. I mean, the Patriots average 4.7 a play. Think about that. They averaged Green Bay averaged 6.2 a play. But New England was able to control the ball for most of the game until the fifth quarter when they dominated that quarter and they won the game. But look, I think it was pretty clear that if you manage games correctly in the National Football League and understand not to lose the game, you got a chance to win all of them.
Well,
not saying you will.
If they win the Super Bowl, then they have to name a street after LaFleur, since that's the tradition.
Oh, they're going to. I mean,
up there,
he can't win a playoff game at home, and they're putting that graphic up there. Like, seriously,
it's Lombardi. Man, it's Holmgren.
George Seifert's got two Super Bowl trophies. He's got a 70% winning percent. I mean, he's like everything that George Seifert's done, and nobody even talks about Seifert as a good coach because everybody says, well, he took over for Walsh and they were a great team. But we treat LaFleur like it's like, move over, Vinny. I'm coming in. Like, I'm taking over your office, Vinny. I got it. Don't worry. Here I come. I just went to the barber. I got a fresh cut, and I'll rally the crowd up. I mean, give them fucking pom-poms, will you? Like, seriously. Why? I never saw a coach so interested in getting the crowd riled.
Thanks for watching the GM Shuffle with Michael Lombardi. And for more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to VSiN Live and the GM Shuffle podcast with Michael Lombardi, presented by DraftKings and VSiN, wherever you get your podcasts.